Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome to the second half of this video, as in Mine Lobbing Part 2, because I've decided, after making so many screw-ups in the first episode, I may as well make a second. Now, I haven't actually posted the first episode yet, and I do understand that many of you will already be screaming at me at certain things, such as upside-down missiles. So, ignoring that humble little fact, we're getting back into some lovely mine action right now, just to see if we can actually make this ship viable. And I should be uploading the video halfway through this one, because how long these videos tend to take, and hopefully I may see some feedback along with people crying at me. So, yes, it turns out you can indeed make missiles upside down by pressing tab. The reason why I was screwing up with this is because you've seen in several videos, when I lock position, which I always do when I'm doing anything, and you press tab, you get this one, which is essentially it's a weird one. It's for different uses, let's just say. I do understand how it works, but I'm not going to try and explain it just yet. But basically, doing that made me completely forget you can in fact make things upside down. That's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, back to the Tuberculosis Mark II, Retrofit 2. I've decided, along with the fact I do love mines, I love mines and I really want it to work, I think the Tuberculosis is going to be, like I say, the whole point of sorry, I've got a bit stuttered here. The Tuberculosis, the whole point of it is to be a cheap, not quite distraction thing, but the idea is it can be used in mass. So it's not used on its own, it's used in quite a few. And because of this, I didn't want to go over 30,000 in any resource, and thankfully I kind of haven't. This ship is still remarkably cheap, but it does of course then leave a lot to be desired. I think I've finally got the final version of what I want with it, which is this, where it does put down the enemy. Hopefully I'm in combat mode, which I am. Fantastic. Not quite. I haven't set up the AI, but as you can see, it has two downwards missiles, which do shoot mines. The problem is, like I say, I haven't set up the AI, so it can't. It'll shoot earlier than expected. But honestly, that's not too much of an issue. But as you can see, eventually it does lock on, and it doesn't also hit itself. I've also figured out the problem with the missiles. It's that all missiles, because I was testing out different kinds of missiles hitting wood and such off camera. It took about an hour of testing just to mess around with certain things. Just because generally, what you're watching when it comes to an episode is a live Lathrix simply plays the game and tries to learn what the hell's going on, which means a lot of the time I will get things wrong. Afterwards, I then try to rectify any problems and check up on things I've done, because that'll take several hours to do. Well, an hour or so plus to do in this case. And I think I've solved most of the problems, and as you can see, I have made this ship significantly better. I have changed the missiles back to fragmentation, because I think they're much cooler. These ones aren't, and yeah, so everything's been tested. Well, yeah, back to the missile thing. The reason why they weren't exploding on the target was simply because missiles seem to have, I may be incorrect, but seem to have a bit of a, what's it called, an activation time, let's say. So it takes a few seconds for any missile, I'm not sure how long, to actually almost arm itself. Even regular missiles, no matter what the speed is, won't detonate straight away, and that seems to be the problem. I've also messed around with the magnet settings, but there's not much else we can really do, as the magnet, as you see, I'm still attached to it. The range is already there. I've slightly lowered the start time, so it should become active a little bit sooner, which is a little bit of a risk. If we lose some balloons, there's a chance of them coming back to me, but yeah. Also, this happens occasionally, which is fun. It fixes itself when you despawn, and the missile still actually works. It's just a visual bug. So yeah, I think this is what the Tuberculosis R2 is going to stay as, but today we're going to try and make a Tuberculosis R3. Now, there will be some mines involved with it, but I think that it should actually have a normal turret. Or should it have mines at all? So I'll fix the mine problems, there's that. So all the problems from last episode I think have been fixed or addressed to, even the ones I'm not really going to talk about, so yeah, I think we should just make one about the mines then. So load vehicle, Tuberculosis R2. Let's get on board it, so we're always controlling it. Always editing it, and then this will be quite quick, and once this change is done, we can go back to the campaign. So I'm going to delete these two turrets. No, I'll delete both turrets, because I don't want the Torkless here. Do I actually want? No, I don't want the mines either. So the entire mine system can actually be removed in its entirety. Ignore the redundant system here. I was testing something else out. Obviously that wasn't a redundant system. There we go, and that should be that. Then it should be one at the front, which we can just quickly remove in the matter of seconds we have currently. Click, click. You know what? Fine, you can have the wood there. There we go. There we go. Okay, so then there should be one at the front still. Good. Actually, no, I want this one to stay there. Damn it. Okay, AI, local weapons controller. Put it there. Delete this one. I have them all there, so I can just very quickly swap between certain ideas. Receiver, there we go, and then here, I decided in this retrofit it's going to have a regular turret. So, new object, 360 turret, I want it to be a precision turret, tab, there we go, that is so weird, I don't like that. I haven't actually had to edit so far with this. Okay, so, so custom cannon, essentially, yeah, like I was saying, I want it to be a regular cannon, so, I don't want it to be too big though, I want it to be rapid fire, so where's the... No, what I want first of all is light alloy. Can do this. Then what I want is two turret segments, so one. So I want it about here. Okay, yeah. Okay, so, custom cannons, firing piece, click into place, lovely, I'm definitely facing forward, yes, good. That's generally a good thing I find, actually facing forward. Motivate. Did I say motivation barrels? Motivation barrels, yo! Okay, yeah, motivation barrels, something more motivated. Elevation barrels, just one of them. And then I want some beautiful recoil suppression barrels, and that should make me at least a little bit accurate. Yeah, good enough, okay. Then I'm going to want the lovely 6-way connectors again, which I'm going to put here. And straight away go down to hug the bottoms. Don't need these anymore, but I'll edit those out in a second. Okay. Don't need them on this side. Yeah, these are going to be extremely small. This cannon's not going to be strong. Like I say, it's quite cheap. I don't really care too much about the overall effectiveness. Just the fact that it has a cannon. It has a cannon would be nice. And that's the whole important thing. So autoloader's there, autoloader's here, autoloader's in the middle. And then ammo boxes to fill in the voids. That's not going to be enough ammo boxes, is it? Nope, nowhere near, but oh well. There we go, and to finish it off we need some armor piercing. I want at least about 10, no, well it's rapid fire, so getting 10 on this is going to be quite difficult, but let's just see how high we can actually get. So that now is on AP 8.7. Ideally I'd want double. Ideally I would want double what we're going to be facing, so ideally we'd want 20, honestly. 20 would be kind of where I'd try and cap out, but on a faster shooting one and other thing, actually is 20 even possible? I think it's 20 I'm thinking of. It's a high number, basically the higher number the better, so it doesn't matter too much. Let's just delete these so we have some space. And of course this will make us... That's weird, look, the actual missiles are still attached, just with no actual missile block. That's really weird. This will make us even more front heavy, so we've got to do something about that. We'll be putting stuff in the back in a second, just to make it better, and possibly adding some more balloons. I mean, we could honestly just add more balloons to the front. That would literally solve the problem. Okay, back to being upside down. Oh, I do not like that at all. Oh, I do not like being upside down. Okay, so honestly, at this stage, I just want more ammo boxes. No, I don't really want to spend on the autoloaders. Ideally, I'd like this to still be under 12k. So under 30k. Okay, so AP is now 8.5. That's not great. Its kinetic damage is basically nothing because it isn't a gauge increase. What would that do to the AP? Because it's slowing the shots. There we go. Okay, so it's still 8.7, that's kind of crap. But the kinetic damage is much higher now with some AP, almost enough to cut through. I wanted to cut through, almost. So going for purely armor piercing here, just to be boring, honestly, but at the same time reliable. That's, to me, that's what AP is. There you go, 10. So at least it's going to cut through the metal's armor. Metal's armor no longer actually gives us a benefit. So why don't we delete that piece there, then add the 6-way connector here, bring those along to a bit of front to it, and that's where we'll add some explosive warheads, and that will be our a little bit of extra damage for the whole thing. Okay, and now I realise how expensive this is, and I'm kind of going, but there we are. Also, look how freaking front heavy we are right now. There we go. No bugging out at all because it's a lovely precision turret. Also, that's going to be, look at that. That is gorgeous. That's a proper weapon, sir and strats. That's a proper weapon. Can I even cut myself at all if I? Oh. So even without the failsafe, as long as the turrets aren't damaged, this thing's going to fire perfectly. Okay. I'm actually going down, aren't I? Yeah, purely because of how my rotors are. I'm actually slowly shoving myself down. Okay, AI, failsafe. Let's attach that to the. Oh, I do have failsafe. Never mind. Okay, so now we need to armor up the turret. So what I'm going to do is literally just wooden armor. Just wood. Wood is how we're going to armor this up. So I'm just going to sheath this in armor. I'll be back in a second. You don't need to see that, I'm sure. Okay, there we go. Added some more balloons to the front. Going to add some white to the back as we go. And now we're a lot more. We're still front heavy, but honestly we've been front heavy from the very start, so it's not too bad. Just spawning a marauder, not quite sure where. Is that marauder in the air? Is it just really far away? Wow, it's really far away. Well, we're going to take a while to get there. So yeah, so this is going to be the Mark IV. The Tuberculosis number 3 was that lovely test vehicle. Okay, so what do we need to do with this then? So if we're going to keep this one, which I definitely am, because I actually want a viable flyer rather than just a fun flyer, what we're going to need to do is change how its thingy-bobby works. It's AI, which I can't do while I'm like this. Excuse me, thank you, AI. So, we no longer really want it to be so freaking close. We see this distance from the target, we're going to run. When we hit the target, when we are below this distance from the target, we will engage and fly off. Okay, yeah, so we don't want it to be 5. Right now, 5 is way too low. Oh, of course, yes, I can't be lower than that. Let's go with 200. Because I can't imagine us wanting to be closer than 200. Honestly, we don't want to be much. We don't want to be close to them at all. So let's say 600 and 300 and see how that does. So we'll save the vehicle as it is, and we'll see just how it does. We just saved it as the R2, didn't we? Honestly, that's fine because we have the regular R2 over in the campaign, so we didn't really lose anything then. Plus, honestly, the R2 is not exactly what I'd call good. Save vehicle, and we'll call it the R4 anyway. We'll just resave in a second. So R4 and save. Yay! Okay, let's wait until we get to the enemy, and then I'll just cut back and do some fighting. Okay, I've simply restarted the designer, much easier. And I've resaved the regular R2 as the regular R2. So let's spawn in a marauder and give this a quick test. I really do love precision turrets, it just looks so nice. That's how it does. Nice and rapid shot, look like I wanted, and I'm just mostly looking at the movement type. I know the turret's going to work just fine, it's more the movement of the vehicle I'm after, to see if that'll actually work. It seems honestly the main weak point is just actually just purely the damage of each shell, but I'm fine with it being a bit weaker since it's such a rapid fire shot. Nicely done, sir. That's how I wanted to see. Also, it does only cost them 31,000 metal, so this thing is still remarkably cheap, meaning we can mass produce this. Okay, good, and it's turning away now. Yep, turning away now, which means it doesn't get. It gets a bit close, honestly. Okay, let's go back to the tuberculosis and see if we can fix that. So tuberculosis, teleport to, and the ammo doesn't go down instantly. That's nice as well. You can't really control that with balloons, can you? But I'm not going to suddenly increase in height, am I? Be nice if I would. No. Balloons, you have very little control over most elements when you're using balloons. When it blows distance from the target, it will disengage. Okay, so let's go for 1,000 and maybe 500-ish. More. Okay, I'll do. Cool. And now we'll save this vehicle as the R4 again, and let's get into the campaign. Let's make one of these things. And it. Oh god, I thought this can join the R2. Oh yeah, the R2 currently in the campaign, by the way, is still the older version of the R2 with the weird side turrets, but honestly, it works just as well because it unintentionally works in the same way as the actual fixed one, so back in a second anyway. Okay, so here we are back at the campaign, currently in the Golgi number 2, which is what I've resaved it as, using the weird kind of side-mounted ones, which I've actually grown to kind of love, which now use fragmented and actually work. Oh, another thing is I did figure out how to add the fourth, words are awesome, the fourth ejector, and it's just by using, of course, the tab thing to put it underneath, so that's also been fixed. So right now what we're going to do is, our forces are going along to go and capture that. We are going to literally jump off the ship and make the R4 ourselves, because we don't really have any ships nearby which can make it, and the fact is this character can actually build remarkably quickly. In fact, I've been told by a lot of people now to be careful how many upgrades I buy into the repair bonus, because essentially it doesn't bug out, but it gets so ridiculously powerful at the later stages you can almost survive anything. So I don't want to be overpowered. I don't want to have an ability which makes ships that cheesy. Oh, this is a weird kind of float. I didn't shoot. Oh, did I just land on a mine? I landed on one of the mines I just shot to test out the gun. That's awesome. So yeah, we're going to build that. They're going to go there, and ooh, look, an enemy. An enemy! What strength? 34. Okay, well, in that case, you need to go here as soon as possible. You need to bugger off now. There's also someone else following, which is just an orc. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to use our normal group to try and take care of those handily. Unless I can unless I can make this guy in time, which I very much doubt, honestly. So, back in a second when that fight commences. Oh, look at that guy running away. It's so cute. Okay, so let battle commence versus the two fleets. The traitor fleet will once again crush their former brethren into the ground. Probably would have helped if I was already in the battle, so I'm going to have to just watch, sadly, but see, that's a mistake I keep making, because I'm still not used to the fact I can't just teleport straight on board. Like, it's so weird not being able to just teleport on board the ships. I really need to start adding teleporter pads, but that wouldn't even help right now, because I'm not even on a ship that's functioning. Oh no, Piranha, please don't die, Piranha. You're taking the whole brunt of the enemy force. So almost all their strength is in this thing here, which is apparently called the Orca. Ooh, that actually looks like the new Robocraft update robot, the one with the huge Mega thing in the middle. Mega hover. Wow, that dropped the Piranha in seconds. That's cool. That's a very cool ship. Must be said. Keep firing, lads. I know you can do it. Well, actually, you've already kind of crippled it. Very, very much so, I very much... Ooh, could we be a sneaky beaky and possibly grab it? I don't think so, so I'm going to just go back to where I was. Sorry about that. And let's see the fight commence still. So the one on the ground got instantly gutted. I don't quite know what it was. I think it might have been the Vanguard. Once they're dead, we have a very clear path to get to their base, which I'm going to send my two airships in, just to give them a bit of combat experience. So we've learned that the Orca's rather cool. Funny thing is, Sorenset, if you ever want to like grab one of their designs, you can always just go into the vehicle designer, spawn one in, save it as your own name, and then just simply play it, and then just simply spawn it in. But honestly, I think that's very much cheating. That's not cheating, it's very much cheap. Well, the Orca died and gave us a nice chunk of resource, I'm okay with that. Who said that proximity mines aren't good against fast airship? Proximity weapons. I'm actually going to change the proximity cannon soon. Oh yeah, of course, the tuberculosis has repair tentacles. I never use fleets, and now I've just thought we can actually... Ooh, we should bring a healer tuberculosis. Oh, we should. the Tuberculosis R5 is going to be a medic, I've decided. Just right now, the Tuberculosis R5 is going to be a medic, and it's going to accompany the traitor fleet. Ooh. Also, I think I'm going to go against the Onyx Watch this time, Onyx, whatever they're called, rather than the Lightning Hoods, because I do it too often. Okay, well, these guys desperately need to be repaired, so pull all, and let's go back to the Tuberculosis R4, which now I can fix up. So I'll back in a second when the R4 is functional and ready to fight. Okay, here we are. It's a new dawn and the R4 is ready to go. So we're going to take the R4 and the Tuberculosis R2 for a bit of a spin. I'm going to pull all. There we go, because it was in combat move, not in fleet move, it wasn't being controlled there. And we're going to send them against the resource zone. So that's going to be a bit of excitement for me now, isn't it? I have no idea where the Deepwood God has their base anymore, though. There's the thing. I legitimately don't know, because I just don't. I assume there's going to be resource zones somewhere else as well, but Lord knows. I'm going to assume, though, everyone's in their rightful place. So the Onyx Guard are here, whatever they're called. The Lightning Hoods are to the east. Ooh, strength 30 there. Really, strength 30? That's a base, isn't it? The fishing hole. The fishing hole is counted as a strength 30? Are you kidding me? Well, it's better than the old one. The old Kraken there is. Oh, this is a slight problem. We have a bit of an issue with them. They're a bit too close to each other, so we'll... Because I didn't realise how close they were getting to the fight, so I'll spawn in the Tuberculosis first. I'm currently on board the R4, so I'm going to have to watch the Tuberculosis go past me. I will wait until that gets a fair bit closer, then once that happens, we can spawn in our guy. Look at him throwing mines, without a care in the world. Okay, close enough. Good enough, rather. So now we'll spawn in the R4. We'll make these to a fleet next time, so this won't happen in the future. We do have the safe thing on, so hopefully it won't shoot. It really feels like if you have a flyer, you have to be so careful. And that's why we're going to have a fleet next time. So the mine guy's crashing into his own mines, isn't he? Well done. Well done. You have a fail-safe. Literally means you have to check you have a clear shot, not only on your ship, but on other ships as well. That's how it works. R2, please stop firing mines. You're not actually using the normal mines anyway. It's just these mines got in the water. Well, everyone had to have. We had to have a heap of face palms somewhere. Okay, Tuberculosis R2. For now, turn off your freaking AI. Stop firing. Oh, level up. Cool. Oh, I know I said I shouldn't, but for now, I'll keep on doing mechanic because the own vehicle repair time's going down. If it ever jumps ridiculously so, we'll simply stop. Its mines don't even get dropped unless it's really close. Yeah, it does enough damage. Plus, it looks like that's actually good distance. That's a bit too far, though. I would say this distance right now, yeah, is definitely too far. So, what I need to change is the... because I'm actually in the ship. I need to change the max. So let's change it from 1.3 to about 900, let's say. Ah, well, perhaps we weren't in combat AI yet. So, is it safe to turn on your AI again now? Probably not, because you don't have any repair drones. Oi, oi, oi. That, sir and threats, is why if you have flyers, you need to be in a fleet rather desperately. Now, I'm going to check this before anyone comments. Does a failsafe, so here's the question, does a failsafe mean your weapon won't fire if they're in a line, if they're in line with an ally, or is it just your own ship? So let's have a quick read on the wording with these things. What on earth? There we go. So this is the AI controlling it. So, AI failsafe. Make sure it won't damage its own vehicle when firing. Oh, for Pete's sake. But I thought it was just like to check if it was a clear shot, essentially. Okay, so clearly that's not the way to do it. So, if we're going to use these two ships together, we're going to need to we're going to need to have a way that this ship here doesn't end up firing upon the number 2, as we've just saw. So it's best we learn now. So now we're currently on the number 2, we'll just give it a quick repair. On this one, I want to check to make sure the mines are working correctly, because I know the side ones aren't, but that's fine, I don't really care too much about that. Because it only causes an issue when something ridiculous like this happens. Wow, there's a hole in my ship. I'm still being repaired. Okay, then we'll do it manually like this. So, the mines we drop on the enemy are currently located here. These are the systems. And I just want to make sure that we have a... God damn it me. Max limit to engage is about 109, 122. Same on the other side. Oh no, we would have maximum range to engage, not altitude. That's odd. Okay, well apparently then it was just literally the mines we'd shot with the turrets. That was all. Okay, and so yeah, we have dominance over a new resource ring. We have a flyer that actually works, even if it can't really be used without other flyer. It does seem like if I use one of these, they're probably gonna have to be on their own. As in, not with other tuberculosis, just because of their height and everything are exactly the same, unless I make some drastic changes, like perhaps using a helicopter one. Regardless, this is the end for now. There's another resource zone over there I spy with my eyes, so that's where we're going next. That could very well be their base. Is that on land? No. No, that's on land. Holy crap, there's a land thing. Oh no, that's an enemy. There's the next resource ring. This is an enemy coming towards us, so that'll be what happens next time. So anyway, thank you for watching, Sunset. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, despite my bumblingness, I'm getting there, Sunset. As you can see, I'm getting there, and now I'll be reading your comments and figuring out other things I've done wrong. And so we continue. This is, of course, foreign territory to me, and like I said in the start of the video, this is not a video. I do not prep these videos with like an hour or two of research. This is simply my ongoing learning of what the hell's going on. Also, why am I not repairing that over there? I have the resources for it. For some reason this isn't being repaired, but I'll make sure it gets repaired off camera. Not quite sure why I'm not repairing that. I'm definitely in repair mode, so there's no real reason why I'm not. But anyway, thank you for watching, Sunset. If you have enjoyed the episode, likes, favourites, shares, comments, all that good stuff helps out me, helps out the channel, and most importantly, like always, make sure that From the Depths stays on the channel as it shows you are interested in it. So thank you, and goodbye.